Hey everybody, my producer's warming my chair up here. Tabitha, come on Tabitha. Thank you for warming it up. Hey guys, Starfleet Academy. Oh my. Is this Star Trek? Is it? Is it not? I'm so torn on this thing. I mean, yeah, we're talking about Klingons, yeah, Star Trek-ish, but is this thing any good? Oh, man. This is nothing to build a franchise around, this whole thing. Bottom line. Hey, Norbert Silver Age. Please subscribe to our channel. I want to hear your comments. So, this episode 4. I mean, basically, we're back to the Academy, sort of. We do go a little quick space adventure. We do interact with one senior Klingon. We do get to learn more about one of the other Klingons and the cadets. Now, I'm going to throw this out. In some of our prior Star Trek series, where it had multiple 20, 25 episode seasons, we've had an episode designated occasionally to one of the prime actors or characters. We only have 10 episodes. So designating this, I don't know. I guess the Klingon thing's okay, but the Klingon thing is disappointingly done, shortcutted. They continually do shortcuts for this whole freaking thing. I'm so disappointed. So anyway, the doctor decides to arrange a debate between students to get them to, get to intellectually think and that kind of stuff. And they end up choosing a topic. And then this topic really weirdly solves an issue with the Klingon and Federation empires. I shouldn't say empires, but what's left of the Klingons anyway, because they were friends, but now they're whatever they are. So, I'm just going to say, I'm rating this thing a 10 on my scale. I don't think the delivery of this thing is great at all. It's only worth watching if you're a Star Trek fan, and even then you want to maybe shoot yourself thinking, this doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to shoot myself. I want to turn this thing off. It's only for audience invested in the franchise. The acting, in my mind, is poor. Direction's poor. The editing's poor. What can I say? 10. And then here's one weird thing. They show this one thing toward the beginning. Oh yeah, they were flying Athena and going, oh, we're 3 days in our official space flight. Well, didn't they start out in the space flight? This is the weird things. They always contradict themselves. And then, so this is the whole thing about setting up the debate. I'm sorry. How is that a space cadet? How is this a cadet? The Starfleet Academy? Don't they have dress codes? Look at his hair. And glasses. Oh, we're in the 32nd century. Glasses? Oh, man. I just don't get it. And there's, of course, we find out this Klingon Crisis. I don't remember in the 32nd century versions of Discovery if we knew that the Klingons' home world got blown up during the burn, but it basically says that happened here. And so these Klingons are, what's left of them are refugees flying around the place. And I guess there are multiple houses still. And so the crisis worsens. Man, okay. So the Federation, I guess, is trying to be nice. And then supposedly, one of the ships suffers a major problem and disappears with members of the 8 remaining houses that control the Klingon Empire. And I'm assuming those are the leaders. Why would all leaders be on one freaking ship? Dumb. And so all Klingon houses were on board. They lose. So this goes into a thing where Admiral Vance comes and says, hey, we got to convince the Klingons to take this planet, which is almost exactly like their home world, atmosphere-wise, mineral deposits and everything. We'll give it to them. And of course, they offer to the Klingons, and Klingons are not going to take charity. Klingons refuse to take charity, and Klingons need honor this to happen. So here's a weird thing, too. An albino Klingon. I think it was not Next Generation, but I think it was Deep Space Nine, albino Klingons were definitely a minority that was not well looked upon. And this guy is supposedly one of the senior leaders now. I guess you got 900 years, 700 years in the future, things can change. Okay. So they decide, so this whole, that kind of fails. But meanwhile, there's this debate that's going to be staged by the Doctor, and he's asking for topics. And he said, well, there's one topic about the whole Klingon thing. We're going to take that off the table because, there's so much, it's so controversial in a way not. And so we don't want to talk about that. But the students said, oh, we're going to talk about this. So obviously, him being a Klingon, you would think he's going to want support to go to home world. We eventually find out, no, that's the case. But this guy is nervous about presenting his feelings. He hasn't really grasped his inner warrior stuff, and he's petrified, has panic attacks. But he decides, okay, I'm going to present this side, and then when people offer him help, they go, no, I don't want your help. Don't want your help. Including Caleb, who's his supposedly best friend. So we get a little backstory about his family, I guess a mother and two husband Klingons. I guess this all happened because of the burn and stuff like that. And his brother was a warrior, but his brother trying to help him, JD, get into things, helped him find Starfleet things, wanted to help him get over there because he saw that he wasn't a warrior in the normal sense. He's more of a medical warrior, etc. So he wanted to help him get into Starfleet Academy, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, his brother ends up dying trying to give him some of this stuff. He couldn't be saved because his parents wouldn't allow him to go get something that would allow him to be saved. There was Federation gear. And then they try to teach him to hunt, to be a warrior, to get his first kill. And basically that he went and shoot. And so one of his dads goes and shoots, and he misses, and then abandons his son on the planet. And so his son thinks he's orphaned, and they don't want to have anything to do with him. So one of my favorite alien characters in this, she tries to counsel him, saying, hey, later on, your father honored you the hunt because when Klingons get mad, they get more focused, and he deliberately missed and gave you the victory. See, he missed a shot, and you're a warrior, not with weapons, but with words. So he presents an argument first that sounds decent, then he gets into it with Caleb when he's getting his debate going on. That was kind of cool, but not Star Trek-ish. Meanwhile, we got the Klingons are sort of homeless out there and not willing to take help. So after this debate happens, they came up with this idea, well, let's figure out a way to give the Klingons their honor. That's why I talked about the honor earlier. And the way they give them honor is to give them in battle. They can win some battles. And so this is the thing I don't understand. We see the saucer sections, for lack of better terminology, separate from the rest of this, and then it warps out. I didn't think it was possible to warp out without some nacelles on it. And I don't see, unless that's the nacelle. Maybe I'm getting a little carried away on this, but anyway, they take off to where that planet was that they wanted to give away. And they go, and the albino general we saw, they call him, and then, by the way, the planet's called Fan Alpha. They call him, and basically say, hey, you're trespassing in our space. We need you out. And this is, you have threat in space. The security planets, the admiral, I think he basically came in and he just basically holographed in or whatever. I don't think he actually beamed in. And he says, you surrender security, and the Federation has no choice but to declare any Klingon ships, we declare as being hostile. And then the Albino general said, oh, you're declaring war on us. And they go, yes. And then so this thing escalates, and here are some Federation ships. And then notice, oh my God, there's a lot of freaking Klingon ships that these guys are refugees. And so they get into a mini battle. Nobody gets hurt. And, they basically, at the end of this battle, the Federation gives up and lets the Klingons win and go, we seize this planet as spoil of war, and blah, blah, blah. All well ends well, but Federation looks weak in my mind, even though there's this diplomatic thing back and forth. And here's my problem, too. Things build in like DS9 and Next Generation. Even in the original episode with Klingon stuff, we start to learn things. We just don't all of a sudden, boom, boom. Oh my God, the planet blew up. Oh my God, we have a Federation. We have an issue where they lost 8 houses, the leaders, and 1 ship being blown up. So they decide to seize the planet as their retribution, which the Federation wanted to give them the planet anyway. So it seems like everybody wins. But here's where I have the big problem. It's like we have no build-up of mythos about the honor stuff. It's just assumed, and they basically, in a 40-minute episode, they go through all this stuff and try to just neatly bow it. And that's the problem I've had with this thing. They give you a little quick problem and neatly bow it at the end for something that doesn't make sense that can be tied up that quickly. So then this about the general comes over, and he already knows the story about J. Den, and he offers him this, it's not a bad lift, but something close, that's a bow, and says, hey, you're a warrior, blah, 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 and welcome you on board. So, I'm just like, honestly, guys, I'm so disappointed. Give it 10. I had such better high hopes for this. Hey, I want to hear your thoughts. I'm still going to watch this. But I don't want to say it's Hogwarts in space, but they take too many freaking shortcuts to solve things. Hey, Norb Silver, aged. I'd like to hear your comments, critiques, and please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.